The three major things that come to mind that I do to try to keep myself sane and happy, thriving in a clown world like this. The first one is very visceral. It's very somatic. It has to do with my body. And it's really what I learned from 20 years of practicing martial arts, particularly Aikido. And it's there's three basic energy principles in Aikido. And we call it center, weight underside, and extend ki. Center is simply that you imagine a point of light at the center of your being. It's like a little below your navel, in the center of your body. It's not a physical organ, but it's your center of gravity, but it's also the center of your energy torus. And so the first one is to actually imagine yourself being centered in that point of light, where the energy of the universe is coming in through that light and going out through that light back into the universe. So that's center. I welcome you to do this as I'm saying it. The second one is weight underside, and that's a term for dynamic relaxation. So you start up in the top of your head, and you just go quickly through your body, just relaxing your forehead, your eyes, your jaw, come down into your chest, let go of any tension in your neck, let go of your belly. I come down into your knees and your feet, and then feel the floor underneath your feet, and then feel yourself grounding to the earth. That's weight underside. And when you use this in physical terms, it gives you tremendous weight behind whatever you're doing, whether you're defending yourself physically or hitting a forehand in tennis or doing yoga or whatever. The third principle is extending ki. And that's taking all that energy that's going through your center and then sending it out into the world. You put it into your breath, you put it into your arms, out your fingertips, and imagine it going out like laser beams out your fingertips. And it gives you incredible connection and takes that power of your center and your base and then allows you to use it in the world. And then the last one in that set is your breath. It's called kokyu-ho, or breath practice in Japanese. And it means just allowing the flow and just riding on the breath as it's going in and out. Then you can use that, you can focus the breath to do particular tasks in the world. Okay, so that's number one that I do, is the visceral. It's the easiest to access. And I've taught it for years. It's super effective. I've taught it to world-class athletes. It makes a dramatic impact on their performance. But for everyone, it can really help you to just release stress. The second one is mental or intellectual. And in a nutshell, that for me, I keep needing to remember to accept the ignorance of others in the same way that I need to accept my own ignorance. And by ignorance, I don't mean stupidity. I mean, ignorance is just what you don't know yet. When I think back even 5 years, much less 20 years, much less 40 years, what I didn't know, it can be very embarrassing. And it's humbling to realize that, okay, 5 years from now, I'm going to look back and go, oh my God, I was so naive back in 2024. So I try to do that with myself and then extend that out to others who don't know what I know, because I've had tremendous privilege to be able to spend 30 years researching all this stuff that a lot of people don't have the time to do, even if they were inclined. And then the second part of that is the intellectual part, is to come back to realizing with my intellect that there is a global domination agenda that has been going on for centuries, that is the work of sociopaths and psychopaths, and I can accept and forgive them for their shortcomings, but not condone in any way their actions that are harming other people. And for me, that allows me to restore some gentleness inside myself, but still be firm in what I am doing and what I'm recommending as consequences in a global truth and reconciliation process. And then the third one is spiritual. And for me, that's fundamentally just if I feel myself getting caught up in the negativity, in the destructiveness, in the psychopathy, without denying it, I go back to remembering who I truly am. And for me, that is that I am the ocean in a drop. I'm the universe in a single set of concentric toruses with my astral body and my emotional body and my physical body, and all of that energy of the universe, which I identify with, have the privilege this particular lifetime to bring it in on this planet and this particular frequency range, and then act as best I can on my knowledge of what's going on and what can be, but centered in my awareness of who I truly am. And also that helps me to realize, I went through this with the Bush Jr. election, and then with the Obama election. I had to kind of get a hold of myself and go, okay, well, maybe it had to get worse before enough people wake up in order for us to actually be an accountable species and make this better on our own. And, I'm bracing for potential impact out of the next election. Maybe it needs to get worse before it gets better. I don't know if we can afford to have it get worse, but that's not up to me. All I can do is do everything that I can to be in integrity myself and help wake other people up to their truth and the truth. Okay, so that's what I do, but that's just from my particular life and practices and so forth. What helps me?